don't bunch up, you don't get sweaty. Simple as that.
One of the things I noticed about my Goats grip socks is the grip runs across the whole panel, so there's no bunching or sliding in your boots.
These grip pads will help you not slip when you're going in for a tackle.
My old socks will get sweaty halfway through the game. Not with Goats grips, they stay cool and dry from start to finish.
These guards are so lightweight, you forget they're even there, but they still give solid protection. It's like full freedom to play a game without that clunky feeling. I used to wear bulky guards that slip down every game. These stay in place the whole time.
These shin pads are stretchy, durable, definitely not be ripping anytime soon.
Switch the Goat sleeves now. They don't slip, they don't slide, nice and snug, nice and tight.
It's crazy how light these things are. I've worn a lot of old school pads in my time, and these are featherweight and super comfortable.
Legend begins where heroes end.
Why are you still wearing those old clunky shin pads when you could be wearing these?
I used to struggle with shin guards sliding all game. These are a game changer. Put them on, you don't even notice them. They're comfortable, keep you going until finish.
It shows how fast you move on the pitch because it's stuck to the shin bone and does not slip and slide all around your shin.
No distractions, no readjusting, just focus on the match. What I like about these is you can wear them all day. Training, recovery, travel, they never lose shape. The material is soft and supportive. It's the perfect mix of comfort and performance. These guards are so lightweight, you forget they're even there. These guards are so lightweight, you forget they're even there, but they still give solid protection. It's like full freedom to play a game without that clunky feeling. Training, recovery, travel, they never lose shape. What I like about these is you can wear them all day. Training, recovery.
Hi everyone, happy Thursday. So good to see you all. I hope everyone had an amazing Easter weekend. So excited to be back and pumped what we're going to bring over the next couple of weeks with our live coaching calls. We've got another special guest joining us next week. Also, the following week, we've got another special guest joining us as well. So 2 more special guests coming up in the next couple of weeks. Today, we're going to be having a little look at in and around food and nutrition. And we've got some short videos that we're going to work through, and then also we're going to have a little look at Q&A. So I hope all of you are well. And without further ado, we will get straight into it. So I'll just share my screen for everyone to see. Now, we did drop in and we asked for some questions. We haven't had any dropped in as of yet, but as ever, guys, you can drop in questions onto the comments on YouTube. And again, if you're trying to drop a comment and it's not letting you, then it's probably because you don't have a subscription to our YouTube channel at the Raymond's Woods. So all you need to do for that particular subscription is just subscribe. It doesn't cost anything, and you'll be able to ask questions and away you will be able to go. Now, we're going to be talking about a particular topic on each of our upcoming live coaching calls for the rest of this year. And the topic for today's call is all around nutrition and all around what players will eat on pre-game, on the run-up to games and training. So first part that we're going to have a little look at is going to be what Premier League players will eat to prepare for the game. Also, we've got a real inside look of a Premier League superstar in Ilkay Gundogan, who used to play for Man City and Barcelona. And then also we're actually going to have a little look in behind the scenes of Barcelona as well. So what we're going to do is the first video that we're going to show you is this one. And this one is at Crystal Palace. And I will play this video and I hope you enjoy it.
While I've done bits on nutrition in my past, There's never been such an emphasis as it is on here. I had a very early meeting with myself, Cairo, who is my head chef over at the training ground, and Patrick at the start of the season. And he was talking to us about the nutrition, and he was saying, if I can get literally an extra 2% out of the players because of the nutrition, I'll take that. There's nutritionists for both the training ground and the academy. They have separate nutritionists. Cairo, who's my head chef at the training ground, he actually will have meetings regularly with the nutritionist for the training ground, and they will put things into place.
So based on our weekly schedule, day off after the games, the players will be encouraged to take nutritional supplements away with them. Things such as protein shakes, collagen, cherry actives. And Monday will be quite a light day. I will screen them. When we screen them, we sort of have a menu of supplements. So things such as omega-3s, which can reduce inflammation, collagen shots, obviously, which will help with tendon health, and protein shakes. If they want a protein shake in the morning alongside their breakfast, that's optional. Basically, the menu, what they'll have next to it will have information around the supplements, so they're not just taking on random things. They'll describe what the supplements do, so they're not just picking up things, not knowing what about it, so there's a bit of an educational thing behind it as well. Tuesday is a bit of a smaller spaces session, so it's a bit harder, so we'll encourage them to have more carbohydrates, obviously, to pack those energy stores before they go into that session. Post-session, similar themes. Are they taking on the correct things and doing the correct things to implement a good recovery strategy? So when they come back in for the next day, which is a larger spaces day, it's a bit longer time on feet, that they're ready to go for that session. So that session will encourage them, if they can, to have a few more carbohydrates before that, because it's going to be a little bit longer, they're going to be out there, the space is going to be bigger, so it's going to be a little bit more taxing. Thursday, again, a recovery day, similar strategy to what we'd go with post-game. So 48 hours to 24 hours before the game, we encourage them to get a lot of carbohydrates on board, so they're starting to build the load in before the game. And obviously on the match day, 3 hours before kickoff, they'll have a very rich carbohydrate meal.
You have to be really hot on what you're doing with the food, and when you're delivering that food, the times of what they have it is important. That's obviously all set out by the team themselves ahead of time. So you don't have red meat on a day of a game. Generally, the protein they have will be chicken and salmon on a game day. Lots of carbs, so there's always pasta. The food changes as the week goes on. Post-match, for instance, they will actually have, I'd say it's a treat meal as opposed to a cheat meal. It's definitely not too bad. It's not like the chicken wings and burgers and pizzas and things like that, but they will have a burger and chips, or they'll have a wrap or a steak sandwich. They will have something a little bit different, that's a bit more of a reward after a game.
We don't have a file on each player, but we know what players obviously have allergies and stuff like that. We've got no vegetarians in the squad, but we have got quite a few pescatarians, so we need to make sure that obviously they're getting a high level of protein from fish. But some of them try and shy away from that sometimes, so it's how we can get around that with getting other things into them, so whether that's like a vegan protein shake or something like that, or a collagen shot. Can we get the supplements that we need into those players who are just on a fish-based diet? The players this year, because they've been a changing squad demographic and the players have been a lot younger, it's been nice because they've wanted to know the reasoning behind why they're taking what they're taking. The players last season already sort of knew that. So it's been sort of an educational process for us this year in terms of actually talking to those players, sitting down with them and telling them about the benefits of what they're taking. Klein is very interested in it, so he sort of, when we get a new product in, he's one of the first that will go into the fridge and sort of pick it up and say, oh, how's this going to help me? What does this do? I think he's got experience using that in the past from speaking to him. He's used quite a lot of it in some rehab situations, so he's quite consistent with that. He's one of the first that comes upstairs in the morning, knocking on our office door, trying to get some collagen out of the cupboard. So on a match day, certain players will have certain things religiously. So some players might have an electrolyte drink religiously, some players might have a caffeine shot religiously. These things are ultimately going to enhance their performance during the game. They're going to stop them getting dehydrated. Caffeine's going to make them more alert to situations in the game. But each player, I would say, is individual, which will also relate to their diet and stuff like that. But each player has their own sort of routine on a day-to-day basis.
Hope you guys enjoyed that short video. That was a great one from some of our friends over in England at Crystal Palace. And we're going to touch on a little bit about some of the areas that they spoke about. And I've taken some really key bits of information and I'm going to walk you through on the whiteboard in a moment on that. But before we do that, we're going to go to a very short break. Get your pens and paper at the ready. Get your devices ready, because for the next 10 minutes when we come back, we're going to be giving you some bite-sized learning. and pardon the pun because we are talking about food and nutrition, and I'm going to give you 2 of the 3 key areas that he spoke about in there, and I'm going to allow you on how you can give yourself maybe a 5 to 10% raise in your game on a game day. Watch this, guys, for the next 30 seconds, and when I come back, I'm going to walk you through this amazing secret that has come straight out of the Premier League.
You don't bunch up, you don't get sweaty. Simple as that.
One of the things I noticed about my Goats grip socks is the grip runs across the whole panel, so there's no bunching or sliding in your boots.
These grip pads will help you not slip when you're going in for a tackle.
My old socks will get sweaty halfway through the game. Not with Goats grips, they stay cool and dry from start to finish.
These guards are so lightweight, you forget they're even there, but they still give solid protection. It's like full freedom to play a game without that clunky feeling. I used to wear bulky guards that stick.
Hey everyone, we're back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take us back across into the share screen. I'm going to share my whiteboard, and I'm going to give you the 2 or 3 big secrets that come out of Crystal Palace from that particular video. Also, if you watched it but you missed a couple of bits or you got distracted, don't worry. I'm going to share the links in a post in our school community after the call finishes this evening, okay? So you're going to get all the links to watch all of these videos back through. Also, as ever, if you type the word nutrition, okay, or nutrition for players within school, once I post that post into the community, you'll be able to access that whenever you guys want to. So just let me share my screen with everyone. And I will just take you into my share screen, and you guys can have a little look at this. So hopefully you guys will be able to see my screen any second now. Fantastic. Now, one of the big things, if we look at things about game day, and on a game day, you probably heard them say, and the big one that stood out to me, and I was aware of this from when I was working in the Premier League, and I was very fortunate to work and was in and around Leicester City at the time. And I remember speaking to the chef at the time, and one thing that always blew me away was no red meat, and it was on a game day, or we used to call it -1, so 1 day before game day, and that's how we would talk about it. So -1 would be a day before the game day. Now, quite simple, the reason why no red meat is allowed for players, it's all about these couple of areas, and I'm going to list these down for you. First reason, it's all about digestion, speed, and how quick your body can digest that food. Now, red meat, things like steaks, you know, burgers, anything relating to that, okay, whichever way you're going to eat and digest it, it's going to take a lot longer to digest red meat before the body can get the benefits. Now, also, when we talk about energy and digestion speed, okay, we've got to look at what we call energy availability. Now, when we're looking at energy availability, okay, we're talking about that food's being digested, okay, tick, now is it available as energy for the body? The problem you've got with red meat, it could take up to in excess of 12 to 16 hours to be available for the body to use it as a relevant energy source. Now, what you've got to think about is with foods like fish and chicken, mainly, and you hear them talk about it, and I'll explain why in a moment, what the meaning is and what it stands for. But these, what we would call your white meats, your fishes, your chickens, they're a lot easier to digest, which means your body can turn it into energy a lot quicker. And the final one, okay, and this is the huge one, what we call gut comfort, okay? And not having it under stress. Now, what we discovered in the Premier League was that red meat on a game day or the day before game day, whether you like it or not, it does put the body under a level of stress because of the amount of digestion that is required to eat the meat. Now, there's a reason why you will hear from doctors and health experts say red meat's good to eat 1 to 2 times a week. It's quite simply because, yeah, it's full of iron and it's full of all good stuff, especially if you're eating organic red meat, but it's the amount of digestion time and the stress that it puts on your system. And it's basically, it's really, really hard if you're eating red meat all the time. And this is the reason why a lot of people, and this is a great one for mums and dads who go on health kicks and try and lose a little bit of weight or a little bit of weight around your stomach and your waist, and you get people on these carnivore diets, but on the carnivore they're eating red meat every day, but they can't lose weight, or they can't lose that little bit of belly around the waist. It's because you're putting your body constantly under stress, okay? Now, to finish off, before we go to our next video, they spoke about pescatarian, okay? So pescatarians basically eating a lot of fish and eating a lot of vegetables, okay? And that's what a lot of their professional players will opt to go down because they don't want the bodies under stress with red meat. They wanted the energy source to be ready to them as quick as possible, and it allows them to then perform at a higher level. That's why a lot of players have gone down that route and have chosen to go down that route. Now, we're not done with nutrition yet, but we've got our second video to show you, and then we've got a third video to show you. And what I'm going to do is now, before we go to any more breaks, we're going to show you this next video, and I'm just going to flick across and pull this next video up for you. Now, this one is a great one. This one is with an ex-Man City and Barcelona player. I hope you enjoy it.
Can you take us through that? Actually, one full day of eating for a footballer on match day.
On match day? I would even go before match day, to be honest, because nutritionists, they love to tell us to start, like eating well and trying to eat a lot of carbs also before match day, even because sometimes we play already at 12:30, which is actually a very tricky time, playing around lunchtime, because you wake up and you only have one meal, before the game. And normally the meal before the game, they want you to eat like pasta or rice, potatoes, But then to have that for breakfast at 9 a.m., it's not that easy, to be honest with you.
You can thank all the Asian audiences for whom the TV timings were adjusted.
Yes, but me in general, to be honest with you, and that's a bit unusual, I think, as well. And the nutritionists, they wouldn't recommend that. But me, I feel very comfortable actually don't eating much before the match. So like the pre-match meal, majority of the time, I would only have a coffee and then like a piece of banana bread, or I don't know, lemon cake or something like that. So nothing too heavy, because I don't know why, but I like to feel light, and I don't like to feel blown up, before the game. I just feel like instead of giving me the energy, it's taking the energy away a little bit from me, which probably in nutritional aspect doesn't make much sense, and scientifically is maybe not really recommended. But I don't know, it's just me personally, I feel like, and I've dealt with it in the last few years in a very good way, actually. And me, I prefer to eat my main carbs the evening before the game, So that would be quite a big bowl of pasta with... I like pesto, a little bit chicken, as well.
How big a bowl? Like so much?
Not so much. I mean, I cannot eat that much actually, but a very good portion, I would say. Yeah.
Gotcha. And like how much chicken?
How much chicken?
Like one chicken breast.
Probably one chicken breast. Yeah, maybe a little bit more. I do really love chicken. I do really love chicken.
Any other protein?
Not really, to be honest. My main protein, I would say, is chicken actually, which I eat quite a lot.
No kebabs.
Kebabs. Unfortunately, in Manchester, we have a couple of places that are okay. But as you know, I was born in Germany, and in Germany we have a huge Turkish community.
Right.
So obviously we have a lot of really good kebab places, you know, and normally everyone Turkish, you know, that was born in Germany or grew up in Germany at least, he has like his main kebab place, you know, that he usually always used to go. So obviously, so do I. But I'm so busy. We are so busy, you know, playing.
I think your diet is a part of your professional life, pretty much, right?
Yeah, of course. But then also on the other side, obviously, sometimes, you know, you like to eat also, you know, chocolates or, you know, like sweets, you know, like it's something that, I mean, as long as the balance is fine, you know, and
you said that one pre-match meal is the pasta and chicken. I'm assuming that that's what you do for another 2 times in the day. Like some carbs, some protein.
In the mornings, I prefer to eat a bit lighter, like not so heavy. I would have maybe a piece of toast or something, but then more like a little bit of eggs, a bit of avocado maybe, and that's really it. And then for lunch, it depends sometimes, you know, like sometimes I would go for a pasta maybe as well, or some potato,
Gotcha.
with chicken or rice. But sometimes also only vegetables, you know, vegetables with a little bit of meat, maybe a salad, you know. But in between, I have a lot of coffee also.
Black coffee?
Yeah. I would say in the mornings a cappuccino.
Gotcha.
And then after that, only like espresso. But several espresso a day. So
how many before a game?
Before a game, a couple of espresso.
And it helps your mind.
I don't know. I just feel good with it. It gives me a bit of energy, makes me awake. You know, caffeine.
Gotcha.
But also just to enjoy. You know, I love just have a quick espresso. You know, like that's something that I really enjoy. You know, like with I don't know, maybe a teammate sitting. You know, at the training ground or at home with my wife also. I just love it.
Hi everyone, I hope you enjoyed that video from İlkay Gündoğan. What a player he is, and it was amazing to get a little bit of an insight, and he literally talks about what we've seen in the first video. So in that first video we were talking about digestion speed, about energy availability, and about gut comfort, and that's exactly what he spoke about. In that particular video, he's actually talking about he doesn't actually like to have a pre-game meal, and that's actually not alien. That's actually quite normal. The amount of professional players who I've seen on game days who don't eat, and they will only want maybe a caffeine drink, especially for the senior player. It might just be a hydration drink, and it might be something as silly as, and you would think that professional players shouldn't be in it, but you hear them talking about having a slice of cake, or just having a little quick sugar fix. It's all about preparing, okay? So if you fail to prepare to fail. And what I mean by that is a lot of these players for 6 days of the week will eat and drink meticulously with the right carbohydrates, the right amount of protein, the right amount of fats. And then when it comes to game day, what they put in the body an hour or two before kickoff, you can't expect them to have a meal and gain a benefit from eating that meal. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to digest in time. Now, what we did here was he does like chicken. That's his go-to protein. He does like a little bit of vegetables, but players will normally choose fish or chicken as their go-to meal, and it's very rare they will have red meat. Normally, most players, especially in the Premier League at that top level, players might get told on a Sunday or a Monday is a good day to have the red meat if they want some red meat. It is obviously good for things like iron, and there's other benefits of red meat, but normally 9 times out of 10, the amount of gut discomfort that players get, and we heard İlkay Gündoğan talking about it, about he gets that discomfort if he eats before a game and he doesn't like that feeling. He wants to feel light, and that's how he's going to get a better performance. So I think that was an amazing short video. I hope you enjoyed that one. Now what I am going to do is, before we go to the next ad break, I am going to share my screen again, and I'm just going to show you some of the little things we've put on here. So Ilkay Gundogan spoke about carb building the day before. So what he was talking about here, he was talking about eating and being really focused on his food 24 hours before or 36 hours before. And we used to do something with the players called carb building. So what we would do was we'd get them to eat a fair good chunk of what we would call healthy or good carbohydrates, okay? So they can start to get a good store of energy in the body, okay? Fail to prepare, prepare to fail. So this is all about that 5 to 6 days before a game day, eating correctly all the way up. And then on a game day, it doesn't matter if a player, and this sounds counterintuitive, but I can remember players, and I won't name them, but eating a Mars bar or a Snicker, okay, eating actually a chocolate bar right, an hour before the game. And it's quite common for most players to have some form of caffeine. Now, when we talk about caffeine, we've got to be careful here. I'm not endorsing caffeine, especially for any players who are under the age of 18. But with parents' permission, and if mums and dads are comfortable and confident, if you're 16, 17, then caffeine is definitely widely used in the game of football, especially at the senior level. And it's not abnormal. We even heard Gundogan there talking about having 1 to 2 shots of caffeine before a big game. Now, I just want to make sure that we get this clear. Okay, caffeine, what it does to your body, it gives you more focus and it doesn't give you energy. There's this mixture of mixed messaging that you see from people like Red Bull and all the energy drinks, and they go, yeah, it gives you energy, it gives you wings. Well, it actually doesn't. What actually gives you is it gives you better focus, and it allows you to focus on tasks a lot longer without getting distracted. Now, to finish off, and we did speak about it, chicken was definitely his go-to protein, and he did say that it was his favourite meal and it was one that he uses all the time. Now, there's no surprises when you look at some of the best players in the world, and Gundogan's one of them. He's won everything in the game. He's played for probably two of the biggest, or some of the biggest teams in Europe, in Man City and Barcelona. He's won every trophy he could win as a player. Most of these superstar players all have a lot of fish, a lot of chicken, a lot of good carbohydrates. So when I talk about good carbohydrates, what am I talking about? So I'm talking about things like sweet potatoes, okay? That would be a good carbohydrate source versus a white potato, because it's a lot easier to digest a sweet potato, and the amount of starch that's in white potato, it's a lot harder, okay? So they're some of the ideas that you can get. Now, we've still got one more video to go on our nutrition section today. Before we do, I'm just going to take you to a very quick short ad break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about our last video, and then I'm going to open up to Q&A. So hopefully, if you haven't dropped in some questions already in YouTube for me, please feel free to drop them in, and I will definitely work through the questions to finish off our live coaching call today.
Don't bunch up, you don't get sweaty. Simple as that.
One of the things I noticed about my Goats grip socks is the grip runs across the whole panel, so there's no bunching or sliding in your boots.
These grip pads will help you not slip when you're going in for a tackle.
My old socks will get sweaty halfway through the game. Not with Goats grips, they stay cool and dry from start to finish.
These guards are so lightweight, you forget they're even there, but they still give solid protection. It's like full freedom to play a game without that clunky feeling. I used to wear bulky guards that slip down every game. These stay in place the whole time.
These shin pads are stretchy, durable, definitely not be ripping anytime soon.
Switch the Goat sleeves now. You don't slip, you don't slide, nice and snug, nice and tight.
It's crazy how light these things are. I've worn a lot of old school pads in my time, and these are featherweight and super comfortable.
Legend begins where heroes end.
Why are you still wearing those old clunky shin pads when you could be wearing these?
I used to struggle with shin guards sliding all game. These are a game changer. Put them on, you don't even notice them. They're comfortable, keep you going until finish.
It shows how fast you move on the pitch because it's stuck to the shin bone and does not slip and slide all around your shin.
No distractions, no readjusting, just focus on the match. What I like about these is you can wear them all day. Training, recovery, travel, they never lose shape. The material is soft and supportive. It's the perfect mix of comfort and performance. These guards are so lightweight, you forget they're even there. These guards are so lightweight, you forget they're even there, but they still give solid protection. It's like full freedom to play a game without that clunky feeling. Training, recovery, travel, they never lose shape. What I like about these is you can wear them all day. Training, recovery, travel, they never lose shape. The material is soft and supportive. It's the perfect mix of comfort and performance. First thing I notice is that these guards don't move. Once they're in place, they stay there. I can tackle, sprint, or slide without adjusting them. You feel secure and locked in.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm excited to bring our final video to you. Now, this one is an amazing video. This is behind the scenes access to Barcelona Football Club and all about nutrition and how they prepare players for big games in La Liga and in the Champions League and in Europe. I'll just flick across to this screen and we will get this one rolling for you straight away.
Countdown started for another high-stakes season. We went behind the scenes for an exclusive look at the exceptional people and preparation behind the FC Barcelona team during pre-season. The science behind the nutrition, the experts behind the training, the care behind the kit, the pros behind the pros. A Barca player's diet must be carefully planned, but who plans it for them?
Hace unos años el futbolista no le parecía que la alimentación era un aspecto limitante para su rendimiento. Hoy te diría que mayoritariamente, incluso lo vemos en clubes de fútbol, que hace unos años la figura de la persona encargada de la nutrición, sea médico, sea nutricionista, no existía. Hoy en día los clubes todos tienen uno o dos nutricionistas y es una figura importante y los jugadores lo perciben así. Hoy en día pensamos que a través de los alimentos podemos llegar a conseguir controlar incluso emociones, estados de ánimo, el descanso, la lesión. En general, el jugador percibe que dentro del equipo el aspecto nutricional es importante y el jugador ya va a pedir ayuda y herramientas para ponerse, como decía, en su mejor versión. Y es que escogen ellos.
Many of the appliances that Tonya and her team use to support the players are provided by Beko, the exclusive training partner of FC Barcelona. For each player to play like a pro, they have to eat like a pro, and Beko helps them all the way.
La pretemporada es una situación muy especial porque los entrenos son muy pronto y porque los entrenos son a la tarde.
En pretemporada vamos un poquito más al límite porque son dos turnos, mañana y tarde. Desayuno, comida, merienda, cena.
Bueno, es complicado, ¿no? Porque, por ejemplo, un ejemplo, ¿no? Imagínate 4 días de doble entreno, pues ya son 8 menús, ¿no? Entonces, llega un momento que te quedas sin carnes, ¿no? Digamos.
It's 6 o'clock in the morning. The kitchen and nutrition team are already working. They're responsible for ensuring that the FC Barcelona players are fully fueled for performance from day one. A double training session requires a lot of energy and planning. Touring overseas is an important part of pre-season training. Away from the familiar setting of the training ground, Ciutat Esportiva, it's even more vital for the professionals to have every detail planned.
La idea es que el jugador, aunque esté de gira y de desplazamientos, piense lo menos posible en la comida. Y aquí tenemos una grandísima suerte de un equipo profesional que con mucha antelación va mirando en cada hotel o en cada sitio donde se va a desplazar el equipo.
Un total de 32,4 kilos.
The players and nutrition staff are on the move to Japan. After much effort, there's always a reward. The kitchen staff prepare a packed lunch for each player.
Bueno, el picnic lo toman después del partido, en el transcurso del campo de fútbol al aeropuerto. No hay ninguno que sea igual. No es decir, vale, vamos a hacer 30 cajas de picnic que lleva un bocadillo, una ensalada y una pieza de fruta. No, son picnics más complicados, más personalizados. Y ejemplos, bueno, el sushi. Sushi es una de las cosas que está bastante presente en los picnics. Bocadillo, jamón ibérico. Se me da bien hacer los picnics, la verdad que sí. Sí, sí.
The pre-season tour rolls on, and the kitchen crew don't stop. The aim is to make every player feel like they're still at home in Barcelona.
Aquí en Cataluña, en España, pues tenemos una variedad de productos infinita y de muchísima calidad, entonces es fácil. Pero hacer una gira en Japón o en los Estados Unidos, pues te limita un poco. Entonces yo creo que sí, que es muy positivo que un chef viaje. Y más cuando en giras o en Champions están desayunando, comida, merienda y cena. Si están a una media de 1 hora o hora y media en el salón, son muchas horas que pasan ahí.
¿Jefe o chef? Bueno, chef, ¿no? Suena mejor chef.
El montaje de las mesas, cuántos comensales van por mesa, dónde ponemos al staff, dónde ponemos a los jugadores, qué tipo de televisión, de X pulgadas o una pantalla que baja, la temperatura del salón, que es muy importante para ellos, cómo se va a disponer la comida en el buffet, el formato de bowl o de chefing. De las cosas más importantes es que el salón y la cocina esté súper cerca. Entonces ellos entran en un salón en Manchester, por ejemplo, y es casi igual el salón que estuvimos hace un mes en Tokio, ¿no? O donde fuera. Porque siempre lo montamos igual.
Pues preparando un plato especial para Marc Ter Stegen. Y de segundo tendremos el pescado. Pues ese es un poquito nuestro rol, el ser un poquito mamás y papás. ¿Hoy qué puedo tomar? Hoy, ¿qué está mejor, la carne o el pescado? Esta es una pregunta muy típica, ¿eh? Siempre buscan la cara conocida. Y entonces, pues siempre estamos en sala, tanto Adrià, el chef que viaja con nosotros, como yo. Y entonces, pues, o uno u otro vamos ayudándoles.
Mi padre, por ejemplo, no vive aquí, en Barcelona, y a veces le digo, papá, le digo, estoy más días con los jugadores, ¿no? Con Leo Messi que contigo. Sí, así. Pero bueno, somos una gran familia, digamos.